Okay, the recording has started. It was taking some time. Please, if you are joining, mute your mic. I think I'll hear someone's mic in the background. Just mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's class. Today's class should be the 5th class, if I'm correct. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been a wonderful ride and it's going, it's moving. Like I'll always say, or I've been saying, UI/UX design is
Can't hear again. No.
okay. Sorry, guys, about that. So as I was saying, UI/UX design is
No, we
like,
can't hear you again, man.
yeah, can you hear me now? Okay, as I was saying, UI/UX design is like the most technical of all the training for this NITDA training. You have the out of productivity freelance UI/UX design, the most technical one. So as you go on, it gets tough. Some people drops probably due to not being able to practice, not being able to follow. Because if you don't understand A, you cannot understand B. If you don't understand B, you cannot understand C. That's just how the whole UI/UX design stuff is. You have to understand the basics and then be moving ahead. If not, you're not going to see the result. And then if you cannot practice, that's one challenge too that you might experience, and it should just make you want to like give up because you need your desktop to practice, you need your phone, your online data too, and all those things, light too. Those are normal challenge that you experience, especially in being having like a tech skill or learning a tech skill. But what makes things better, or what makes things much better at the end of the day is the challenges you were able to overcome, or the challenges you were able to like pass through and then see the results. So please keep keep going, keep doing assignments, keep attending live classes. We still have 2 more months. Yeah, I think so. We still have 2 more months to go. So it's still a long one. And then you still have a lot of assignments and a lot of projects you are going to be doing or you are going to be working on. So do not relent. Keep going. So for today's class, we're going to continue from where we stopped from last class. Last class, we looked at some visual design principles. We explored design in Figma. We also looked at design. I will not say we looked at completely. Yeah, we started a design in Figma, which was a simple sign-up page. I was going to do that design live on the call to explain certain things to you guys, but we just started and then we not complete it. And okay, yeah, that was just what we looked at last class. And I remember I gave you guys an assignment to design a profile card. Most people did it, but what I was seeing was not really what I was expecting. But well done to everybody who actually did that assignment. I appreciate you a lot. Well done. Well done. So we're going to do a live class review for that particular assignment, but it's not going to be today. It's probably going to be in the next class. I'm going to review the designs you are going to be doing in Figma, the profile card, and probably the one I'm going to be giving today again of that particular design in Figma. I'm going to be reviewing it on live so that you can see where you made some error and where you made some mistake and the rest. So today we're going to be continuing from there. We're going to also I'm going to start afresh because we have like a we have like a longer duration, a longer period of time compared to last class where I went through some of the slides before I went to Figma and the rest. So today I'm just going to go into Figma, start afresh with the design of the sign-up page from beginning to the end. Then after that, we're going to be looking at a live. When I mean live design, like I'm designing it and then you are seeing what I'm doing and the rest. of, sorry guys, we're going to be looking at the design of a web page or a landing page. You're going to know what a landing page is or what a web page is at the end of the day. So for last class, okay, so for Mr. Joshua that said I should do a recap, I'm not going to do the recap of all these things I said in the slide. I'm just going to do the recap of the design I was doing in Figma. That is the one I'm going to go to, or that's the one I'm going to probably start a recap from and then just do the recap. Let me share my Figma interface screen. So by now, I believe everybody should have have a Figma account. You've created your account, you've signed in, you've logged in, and then you have like an account with Figma. You've made use of FigJam. And then, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be sharing. Yeah, this is what we did last time, or this is what we started doing in last class, which I'm going to continue for. Then yes, I remember I talked about information architecture in the last class, and I gave an assignment on that. I know it was just few people that I know you must have sent the assignment to my mail, but if you sent it to my mail and you're very sure of what you did, you can still send me a private DM on WhatsApp so that I can review it and then reply to you, probably send a voice note or something like that. I might not reply ASAP, but definitely I will at the end of the day. So that information architecture assignment was there for your fintech or your edutech app. Remember, I said during the course of this training, during the course of e-learning, you are going to be doing a mini project. So that project is actually the mini project. Remember, you've already done user research, persona, information architecture. So that is where you stop. So that is your mini project. After that, I'm going to give another assignment again when I have taught what I want to teach as regarding that. From that name of your fintech or edutech application you are building at the end of the day. Then after today's class, we are going to be starting a 30 days UI design challenge. So you are going to be designing a particular UI design screen every day for the next 30 days with Figma or using Figma at the end of the day. So it's just one screen. So it's not like you're designing a full mobile application. Then this full mobile application, the edutech or the fintech problem or products that you did user research, you did user persona, that one, you're still going to design the mobile app at the end of the day. You're going to design each screens alongside the 30 days UI design challenge you are going to be doing. All of this is just to help you practice, because UI UX design, if you don't practice, you will not see results. If you don't practice, you will not see results. So it will aid you in practicing and then putting in the work. Okay, so before I start with what I want to do on the screen, can someone unmute their mic and tell me what we did last week with this particular design, or what was just something you learned from when I was designing what I have here, or when I started designing what I have here, or something you understand from this entire I believe you guys can see my screen from this
Yeah.
entire, and you can see my is it arrow or cursor, what you
Yeah.
understood or what you learned from this entire Figma 5 when I opened this place. What was one thing I said, or something I said, or something you learned, or something that you can implement or use in this entire workspace that we are on right now. This is not a slide. I did not write anything or say anything there. This is like a workspace. So I just need someone to unmute their mic and tell me quickly, or I will call names. If nobody say anything, we'll not go to the next, or we'll not continue. We'll be here looking at each other.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Who is speaking? Okay, yeah, Jamal, good evening.
Okay. Firstly, what we did is that we create a frame, which is we choose iPhone 16 and 17 Pro. Then after that, we go to our plugins to no. After that, we write a text, which is the sign up.
Okay.
Then after that, we go to our plugins to choose and the illustration.
Okay.
Under I think it's story states.
Okay.
So no starting presently. We give
Okay. Jimo, you've said a lot. So does anybody want to say any other Salewa? Let me check the name. Your hands are up. Salewa
Yes, ma'am.
Adebayo. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Well done. Thank you
Good
very much,
evening.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, in our last class, you explained everything about Figma, how to use the site, and you expatiate more on the assets we can use, and you show us that if we want to do anything here, we should first choose frame. That is, you showed us everything about the text. I mean, those icons down, how we can use them, how we can navigate through them. So we make use of, we click on frame, then on the frame, we have different options like desktop, TV, phone, iPhone, and all. So you said we should pick iPhone 16
Okay.
and 17. So here, then when you pick iPhone 16 and 17, then you you use grid. The grid you use is 8. Yes, you set that up. Then after that, you start working on the frame and you go to text. And in the text, you said we can make use of, yes, we typed sign up, then you make use of the color. You taught us something about the color and what else? You explain the fonts we can use. You use the size and you make it aligned with the grid you use. So, and for the frame we use I mean the image, the photos, and you said we can use plugins. So you showed us something from this side where you called it what do you call it? Figure, I've forgotten. So this side where there's file assets, you said there are Figma different assets we can use. So we can use for our design if we need an image or anything to add up to our design. So you make use of Figma. You showed us different Figma. You showed us different plugins. So I'll I rest my case here.
Okay. I'm clapping for you. A round of applause. Well done, Salewa. You've explained. You look at that. That look as if I'm even learning. Yeah, you're not able to teach me or learning again, or I'm learning again. Thank you so much for that. It shows that I'm so happy because if I have someone like this that can say this or replicate this, it shows that okay, most of you or some of you rather are learning something or are gaining something at the end of the day, and not just learning it at that point, but it's still in you even after weeks and all of that. Thank you so much. So Mohammed, your hands are up, so you are going to be the last person. If you have something to say, then I move on. Okay.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Um, During the last class, you explained how the layout, the Figma interface layout for designing works. You start from explaining about files, where most of the design we make on the layout display on the file. You also talk about asset, saying asset is where we can locate a design that is something we've already produced, something we've already designed, where we can reuse a particular design. That's for asset. We talked of the various assets under that section. Then you explain how we can get different frame size, the tablet, the dashboard, for iPhone, and for Android. Though you say we shouldn't use the Android. Then you went ahead to talk of how to use our text, the shortcuts, which is then clicking on T, then we can type, and how to use the grid, how to design the grid to align our text and design, or if possible, maybe if what's it called, an angle. So you talked about the tools, the pick tool, the frame. You talked about how to get the different type of shape. That's the rectangle, the angle, the cycle, how to import image under that particular tool for shapes. You talk about the pen tool, the text tool, and also the chat tool, where we can make comments. Then you talk about the other side where we can actually get our plugins. So you went ahead to teach us how to. Sorry, ma, I don't want to repeat what has already been said.
No problem. You've said enough. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much for that review. So for everybody that answered, Jamal, Saliwa, Mohammed, sorry, I can't pronounce the first name. Okay, Nima. Okay. Nima, Saliwa, Jamal. Thank you guys so much. It shows that you people are following and being actively part of the class. I really appreciate. So we're just going to continue from that. So we're starting this up. Sorry guys, let me write down. I'm going to take notes of the names of the people that answered this question. So we are moving off. So yes, most of my students our students have already said what I would have already said. So we're just going to continue from here. This is Figma interface. By now, you should know how to get here, or you should know how to open a file. If you don't, all you have to do is just go to search on Figma in your browser, your desktop, whatever browser you are using, or whatever browsing site you are using. Yeah, just search on Figma, Figma. It pops up. When it pops up, click on it, sign up, log in. When you do that, open it. It takes you to like a normal page. Then I made mention of you can use Figma for a lot of things. You have your design, you have FigJam, you have site, you have Figma Make, you have boards and all of that. So what we are dealing with is design in terms of UI UX design. So we opened a design file, and that's how we got to this place. So last class I said that we're going to redesign this because I already just designed this and then left it here. This is a simple sign up screen. What is a sign up screen? A sign up screen is when you are on your mobile phone, when you want to probably access a mobile application, any mobile application. You usually see those sign up screen that they will tell you sign up, where you get to like input your details, your name, email address, password, and all of those stuff. Then you can sign up. So that was just the simple sign up screen we were designing in class to help you understand how you can come up with certain things, how you can use certain tools and certain functions in the Figma file. So that's what we're doing last class. And we started with this. We selected our frame, input it. Let me zoom it in so I can see what I'm explaining. We selected our frame, After selecting our frame, we imputed our write-up, we added layouts grid and all of that. So I believe the next thing we're supposed to do is to add the input field, where you can then, what do I mean by input field? These are input fields. This place that you're seeing all this name, email address, password, these are input field where you're supposed to click on and then input your details at the end of the day. Then after your input field, you have your call to action button, which is usually known as CTA button. So that call to action button is the button that you click on to carry out a particular action. So when you are done inputting your feed, what's the action you're supposed to carry out? Sign up. So you click on that button. So then, yeah, so that's what we're supposed to do, which I'm just going to continue with. So first of all, I'm going to resize this image because it's looking big. Most times you might be asking or be wondering, oh, how do you know the particular length? How do you know the particular size to use for a particular distance? Most times there is no a specific size, although I have a book which I'm going to share with you guys. I think is the design principle by, I've forgotten the name, but I'm going to share it with you guys. Most times you don't really, it's not like there's any written law that say, oh, you must use 18 for your text size, you must reduce your size to so and so. Most times it's just as you move on, or as you go on, as you design. The more you design, the more you work on things, the more you know that, okay, yes, that you can, this is what you're supposed to be using at this point in time. This is what you're supposed to be using. Some people will just say, oh, this is what they just use. Probably they just use 18 for their like subheading text and the rest. It's not like it's fixed anywhere or it's stamped anywhere that we must use this one. No, it's just as you move on, as you go on, your eyes now then tell you that, oh yeah, this looks good here, this looks good there, this should be smaller, this should be bigger, you use this particular color and the rest. That's just how it goes. That's why I always emphasize on practicing, because the more you practice, the more you know certain things. So I'm going to resize this image. Let me remove the layout grid. So to remove the layout grid, I know I made mention of shortcuts. You can use the shortcuts on your keyboard. Once you just press Shift G, press Shift on your keyboard and G, it removes layout guides. I don't know why I call this layout grid every time. Layout guides hidden. So I've removed it so I can see what I want to do. So I'm going to resize this image, and to do that, I'm just going to press K on my keyboard. That's like the shortcut. You can still come here and press them, but instead of always moving, coming there, you can just access the shortcut at the end of the day. So I want to resize it to size. I don't want to disrupt the size of the image, but I just want to make it smaller because it was looking too, let me see how it looks like at the end of the, yeah, it's looking too big. So I think this works, but now at the end of the day, you can now see that the image is, there's no the same spacing. There's not the same white spacing. What is white spacing? White spacing is just like the empty spaces you have between certain objects. Probably this space now, this space that you're seeing here, please just focus on my cursor. It gives you clarity on where I'm pointing to. Oh, Chima, you said you can't see my screen. Please, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, please just check your network. So white spacing is the space that you have. You might be hearing it or see it. It's the space you have between one object or one element and another element. So this space here is white spacing. All the space here you have here, these are white spacing. So you can see that the spacing here and here are not the same because I've already resized this image. So what I'll just do is I'll put it to the center of it so that the distance between this image and here and between this image and here can be the same thing. So I'll just come here and click on align horizontal. You see it has shifted and it's aligned to the particular center of that image. If you click on your Alt key on your keyboard, please, you guys should be taking note of all these things, or because it's not written anywhere, it's not in the slide, it's as I'm talking and as I'm doing. Or if you are with your laptop or your computer, you can, yeah, actually that is even how it's supposed to go. If we're in a physical class or a physical setting, you're supposed to come with your laptop as I'm talking, you're doing and seeing what you're doing and all of that. So please, if you are with, be doing or be following me so that you flow with it. If you click on your Alt key on your keyboard, once you click on it, make sure you are clicked on it. So then move your cursor around, because I'm not using a mouse. If you are using a mouse, you know where to be moving. I'm using my keypad on my keyboard on my laptop. So once you move it around, then you can see this, you see all this red line that pops up. So the red line shows you sometimes some certain dimension in terms of number. So you can see that this image now is totally at the center of this frame. You can see 59 here, 59 here, which shows that it is at the center of it all. So yeah, and how did I do that? I just came here to this particular, once you are clicked on that element, make sure you are clicked on that element. If you are not clicked on that element, you will not see what you are looking for. There's no magic. It's not magic. You're not doing any magic here. You are working. As you are working, you are seeing what you are doing. So remember, I made mention of this particular place last week. I called it a certain name. Can anybody remind me the name I called this particular section in this Figma, and why I made mention of that name, or why I called it that particular name?
Property.
Yeah, CJ, were you saying something?
I'm not seeing your mouse. If I can see your mouse, I'll know where you're seeing.
Yeah, this place that you have here, like this place that you have here, where I'm just talking about, like what particular name did I call it? Like, you know, you have this section on your left hand side, you have your middle, which is where you have your design in, then you have this other section on your right hand side. So this section on your left hand side now, where you can see this NITDA B.O.F design class, this section, like I called it a particular name, especially these places that you're seeing your page 1, page 2, page 3, and then you see your layers, you see your phone, the phone frame you're using. Like I called it a particular name
Menu bar.
last week.
Menu bar.
No, that's not the answer I am looking for. Any other person?
Figma tree.
Yeah, Salewa, you're saying
Figma tree.
okay. Yeah, you are close. So why was that the reason I made mention of, or I said that? Can you explain? Why did I say that tree?
He said, as we are walking, so everything we are doing are being displayed. So it's like a tree that has a branches. So
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for that. I made mention of, I said this is your design, this particular section is like your design tree. So anything you put or anything that is in it, you end up seeing it here. So what brought me to that was the fact that I said if you are not clicked on a particular thing, you cannot see the settings to make adjustments. So sometimes you might be, how will I put this now? Sometimes you might be clicked on it here, but you're not clicked on it here. So this part here now is just a guide. This part here is just a guide to show you. Most times you can just come here and click from here. Once you click from here, it still reflects here. Like now I clicked on this sign up, it still reflects here. Once you click on here, it still reflects here. So that is a particular guide. So I aligned this particular image to the center. How did I do that? I just make sure here is clicked on it, came here, and then aligned it to the center. If the image is not, if I'm not clicked on that image and you want to align it, you will not see that distance to work with. Or probably if you are clicked on another thing and you go and press align to center, it will not be that image that will align to the center. So yeah, that's that for that. So I'm going to open my layer grid again. So the next thing I said I want to put is my input field. So there are two ways in which you can create a field, an input field, a button, then what else again? Okay, yeah, just somewhere that you're meant to click on and it takes you to like a next page, or you are meant to just type something in. Look, okay, let me just do what I'm talking about instead of just talking. So the first thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw a rectangle. To do that, I'm going to click on arrow on my keyboard. So I'm just going to be doing most of the things I want to do inside this frame. I can decide to do it outside the frame. No, outside the frame, sorry. When I'm done doing it outside the frame, I drag it and drop it inside here. But most times that one is still a long process. So most times I just make sure I'm doing whatever I want to do within this frame to just helps me better. So I don't go and start dragging and dropping something and all of those stuff. So I'll click on my rectangle. For that, you can still press your shortcut on your keyboard, press arrow, it select on your rectangle, or you come here, your shape tools, you see your rectangle at the end of the day. So I'm just going to left click. Once I left click, I just keep on dragging till I want it. You can drag it to any distance you want. For this one, I'm going to be using my layout grid as a guide. So I'm going to drag it to this end here. You can see that there's a red line set that even pops up. It just pops up. That red line helps you with alignment and all of that. So I dropped it here. Then I can see that there's an SS here. I'm just going to come, click again, and then drag it back here. If you can't see please, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, if you can't see my screen, please check. I know network is going to be very bad because it's raining. I don't know if it's raining where you guys are, but it's raining where I am and it's heavy. I'm even glad my network is still very stable. So you draw the rectangle. So I'm already using this layer grid to align whatever I'm doing. That's why the first thing I always do is to put the layers grid. So it just helps me. Not like when I'm done with whatever I want to design, I will now come and start doing alignment and the rest. So I've dragged the rectangle. I remember I did from here to here. So the next thing I'm going to do is the height. So I'm just going to adjust the height. Most times I just stick with 60 for the height of a rectangle when I want to use it for an input field or a button. So you can come here. I'm still clicked on the rectangle. You can come here in this place that you have H. You can see your height. Your height is like your height normally, or not height. Your width is your width. So that's the dimension. So I'll just type 60 and just work with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I can decide to change the color. Let me remove my layout grid so I'll see what I'm doing clearly in terms of color. So I can decide to change the color of the input field. I necessarily don't want it to be this color because it's just looking plain and the rest. So I want to change the color to something. Like I said, I did not create a style guide from this because I'm just how do they call it? Is it free? Just doing like a freehand work of a particular design. There's no form. I'm not designing it for a certain application or a certain mobile app that I already have like a brand style or a brand color and all of that. It's just one page design I'm doing. So, and the color we used last time was blue. So I can decide to use a lighter shade of blue for this input field because right now we have just only one primary color in this design, which is this blue color. The rest are the secondary color, which is just black and white that we're sticking with for now. So I'm going to use a different shade of blue, and I don't know the shade of blue I want to use right now. So I'm just going to use something that is going to help me. You guys should just watch. So I'm just going to create an empty rectangle outside. So, and then I'm going to, I don't know the color code for this, so I'm just going to pick it from here. Yeah, so this now is like my main primary color in this design. So I'm going to create different shades of this blue using a plugin. And that name of that plugin is Tint Shade. I already have the plugin saved here. If you don't, you can take note of the plugin. You can write it down or something. After now, if you're not following me as I'm doing this work, because you're supposed to be following me as I'm doing, if you're not, you can go, normally you go to this, once you just click on this place that has different shape plus with a plus sign at the end, click on it, go to plugin, you search for it, you will see it. Then once you are running it, you save it too. But I already have it, so I'm just going to tap on it, right click, go to my plugins, go to saved plugins. Okay, it's already here. It's part of the recent plugins I used. If you, because I used it of recent, that is why you're seeing it in recent plugins. If not, I'm just going to go on Tint and Shade. It should, why am I saying it in recent and I'm not saying it here? I mean, my R is not okay. Let me just click on it from here. Tint and Shade. So once you click on it, don't click on, it's not like you're clicking on, tapping on, you just scroll to it. Once you scroll to it, you now see create from selected rectangle. So you want to create different color shades from that rectangle. So you see create from selected rectangle. All you have to do is once you tap on the create from selected rectangle, I was already selected on that rectangle before. Remember, I created that rectangle, select it. So this is what happens. You see different color shades with their color codes from that particular color you had. From that particular color you had. So this is like a trick for you to like use one particular color, one particular primary color in different, am I putting the English way? Use one particular primary color and then in different shades in your design. Yeah, that's what I'm to use. Use one particular primary color in different shades in your design, in different aspects. Probably you want to use an icon, you want to put an icon, you want to put a particular thing at a certain point. You don't have to just use that particular color. You can use different shades of that color. So yeah, this is it. So I'm just going to select. Most times it might not still actually fit into what I want, but I'm just trying it so I see rather than just settling for this. So I think I'll go for the lighter color it choose there. I'm just going to use my color picker again to pick it, and then this is how it looks like. It's still looking a little bit dark because this is an input field and I don't want to create a very dark color effect. I just want something that just makes it pop a little bit. So I'm going to come here and see what I can do. So I'll come to this my fill. Once you come to this your fill, you can reduce, normally once you are in this place, you see the color code. If you want to change the color, I made mention before now, you can come here, click on this color, this thing, and then you can change the color to whatever you want to change it to. If that's not the case, you leave it there. So now I just want to reduce the way it is. That's more like, let's say reducing the opacity. It's not really the opacity, it's just reducing okay, let me use the word intensity of that particular color shade to something much more low or lighter. Instead of that, I can still decide to let me undo. To undo, just press Ctrl Z on your control. Make sure you clicked on Ctrl and press Z on your keyboard. So you can still come here and still move from here and probably choose a different color that is lighter or something like that. But I don't want to do that. So instead, I'll just come here and reduce. You have seen this place that there's 100%. Please be focused on where my arrow and my cursor is moving on this keyboard. That's how you are going to flow. So you can just reduce here. So the more you are reducing it, the more it's reflective because I've clicked on it. So you're going to be seeing it reducing at the end of the day. Okay, I think this works, although this is looking a little bit, yeah, so maybe something like this works. So probably I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to just reduce it more and then see how it looks like. So yeah, I think this works. So this works for what I want to do in terms of an input field. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I've selected a particular background color. I'm going to add I can decide to add stroke or effects, but for effects, okay, effects, I'm not going to add effects for this. But probably we're still going to look at that as we deal with other things. I'm just going to add stroke. How do I do that? make sure you are clicked on whatever you are doing. Come here again. Scroll. You will see it here. It's written there clearly. Click on the plus sign. If you even just hover around itself, you see a write-up that pops up and say add stroke. It just shows you that you are meant to, like, you want to add it. So it's there and it's explanatory. So I'll just tap on it. Once you tap on it, you can see that a stroke has been added. Let me remove I'm tapped on it. Let me remove it first so that you can see what I'm trying to say. You can see that you've added a particular stroke to it, or a particular instead of using the word stroke, it's more like a borderline. You can see that you've added it to it. You can see that you've added it to it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the stroke and try and reduce. When you add the stroke, normally the settings will pop up. Let me undo. Let me undo. I just undo it. Let me add it again. Once you click add, you can see that a settings is going to pop up. Yeah, the color code is just going to show you. Then you are going to see this position, weight. It just pops up automatically. So it's left for you to make the changes you want to make. And that's what I want to do now. So you can see inside, you can see center, outside, and all of those. I'm just going to leave it as inside. Then you can see weight. You can decide to increase the weight of the stroke, reduce it. If you want to make it thicker, if you want to make it lighter, you can decide to do all of that. And once you do it, it reflects. You see how it looks like at the end of the day. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Then you can come again and decide to add to only one particular part. If you click on this corner here, individual strokes, if you click on it, you can decide to add to all of them. That is all the corners, only top, only bottom, left. And once you are doing it, you see the difference. So you can decide to do that. You can decide to custom it. Probably you want to add to just you want to add a certain weight to just one part, another weight to another part, or you just want to add to like two parts. You can do all of that. So probably I will just want to add 1 year and then 1 year. Yeah. So it gives that just it's just at this your left hand side, and then the bottom, the top, you can see it's not there. The right, you can see it's not there either. So let me come back. I think I even like this, so probably I'm just going to work with this. Let me see how it's going to look like at the end of the day. Yeah, not bad. So in terms of color, you can then see the color. You can decide to change it. If you want to change it, whatever you want to do to it, you can decide to do whatever you are putting. You can, one thing is for sure, you can always change the color to whatever the color should be. So I'm just going to leave it as black. But then this black is too dark, so I'm going to use some other setting shades of black that are more lighter. So I'm just going to, some other certain shades of black that are lighter using their color code. So there's a 6666 shade. This still looks very dark. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the normal black. Yeah, but then I'm going to see how moving it to a lighter one is going to look like. No, this is not giving me what I want. So I'm going to undo. So to undo, I'm just going to press Ctrl Z. How is this to not undo? Yeah. So I'm going to try here, reducing from here, if I'm going to get what I want. Reducing it is giving it a very off vibe. So instead of that, I'm going to see if I can change the color I used instead. Let me see if I can pick from here. Sorry, I don't want to change the entire. I don't want to change the entire. It's just the color of the stroke I want to change, not the entire color of the input field. So I have to be careful, because if you are just clicked on the entire rectangle and you are making changes, it affects just the entire rectangle, not the stroke. So you have to make sure that you are on that stroke part to make changes to what you want to make changes to. This still looks dark. So I'm just trying and see what looks. So I'm just trying and seeing what looks good at the end of the day. So I'm just trying to see what looks good at the end of the day. I think this does, but it's giving a very bold outline, which I don't like. So I'm going to come and see if I can reduce it from here a little bit. I just need something. I just need something light. I just need something light. I don't need something very bold or very, very dark. So I just reduced it from here and we can see. Yeah, I think this is looking better compared to when you had the black color that was there. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add a corner radius just to make it look a little bit more much defined or out or pop. I'm going to add a corner radius. So to add a corner radius, just make sure you're clicked on this rectangle. I'm adding the corner radius to the rectangle. So once you are done, come to this place. You see it here, corner radius is written here. So you can just type in any number you want to. Any number is allowed. I think I'm going to go for this. Okay, yeah, I think I just typed in 40 to give me the effect I already have in mind to for what I want. If I let me see, reducing it a little bit, 30, sort of 30, let me see. I'm just using a difference of 10. So yeah, this is so it just gives it that effect, different from the initial, different from the sharp edges you had before. I just had to type this to give us this effect. So now we've created our rectangle. Right now, this color now feels a little bit light, or it's like it's competing with the white background we have already. So I'm going to see if I can come back here and increase this a little. Remember, we reduced it, right? Yes, I think I've done that. I think this works a little bit because that was looking so light and it was like, it's just, there's nothing there. So I think this work at the end of the day. Let me zoom it in so we can see. So I've created my input field background. The next thing I'm just going to do is to, okay, let me just wrap up this. Then I'm going to ask question, or those that have question, because right now I don't know, it feels like I'm just talking to myself and I just hope you guys are not lost on whatever I'm saying. So I'm going to add the text, because remember we said we're doing an input field. Let me go back to this thing. So remember we said we're doing an input field, so I'm just going to add like normal text of what to aid the users or aid people them that are going to be on that particular page to know what they are supposed to do or what they are supposed to impute at that particular point in time. So I'm just going to type. So I'm going to click on T on my keyboard, which is text. I'm going to type. So maybe, sorry guys, in the first thing you're going to type is your name. I just typed name. If there's any other details you want them to input, you input it. So this is looking totally different. First of all, I'm going to reduce the font size because this is not like a heading text or a subheading. It's just a text guide. So I'm going to reduce the weight. First of all, it looks so good. Probably I'm going to work with regular. Then I reduce the size. I need something small. So I'm just going to work with 12. Although this might look too small, but we're going to know if it's small or not. Let's be done first. When we are done, we're going to look at it to know if it's small or not. The next thing I'm going to do is to reduce the color. I don't want a dark bold color because it's not an like I said, it's just a guide to show you that, oh, this is what you're supposed to use. So I'm going to use a different shade of black. This is so light. Okay, it's not fit at 100. So I'm going to use a different shade of black. This shows you, yeah, this is what I want. I just use 66 color code for that. So I have typed what I want to type here. So the next thing I'm going to do, now remember I said there are two different ways I can create this input field. The first one is the one I'm doing, which is this using your rectangle and then your text. So the next thing I'm going to do is to group two of them together. Because if you come here now, you have your name, you have your rectangle one, because that's like the first rectangle I have on this face. So these two things are supposed to be together because they are like one entity at the end of the day. Because if I decide to move this now, only this one will be moving, the name will be there, and I don't want all of that. So I'm going to group them together to form one particular to form one particular entity. So to do that, what I'm going to do is to make sure I'm clicked on both of them. I'm clicked on my rectangle one and I'm clicked on the name. So you can just come here, click on, make sure you're clicked on one first of all, which is the rectangle, and press shift on your keyboard. Once you press shift on your keyboard, you can click on the next one. Once you click on both of them, you can see that you are clicked on both of them, or you can normally just come here and then highlight it. If you know how to highlight things normally using just your keypad, you can do that. If not, you can do it the other way. So once it's highlighted, just make sure, use this as a guide to make sure you're clicked on both of them. Then I'll group it. How do I group it? Shortcut. Just press Ctrl G. Ctrl plus G on your keyboard. You've grouped both of them together. So that's how you group it. Once you press Ctrl and then G, you've grouped it, and it automatically reflects there. You automatically see that you have grouped both of them. You can see your name, you can see your rectangle one, you can see group one. So they are inside one group, they are together. If you come closer, you can see that there's a drop down menu, a drop down arrow. If you click on it, it closes it to show you that this is just group one. If you click on it, it opens it to show you that, okay, these are the things that are inside that particular group that you have at the end of the day. Then if you are clicked on both, if you are tapped on it, when you are moving it around now, you can see that it's just both of them are moving together as a particular object. I believe you guys can see that. Let me Ctrl Z and take it back to where it's supposed to be. So yeah, that's the first way of if you want to create an input field. The second one I'm going to teach you guys is using auto layout. Although using auto layout can most times be confusing, but the more you use it, the more you know how to navigate your way around. And everything I'm teaching you guys, it applies to any other thing you want to do. It's not just for only, oh, when I want to create input field, this is what I want to do. No, it applies for every other thing. Like, you can use it for any other thing you want to design, or any other component, or any other object you want to design or put into whatever you're working on at the end of the day. So, okay, yeah, for the auto layer, okay, before I go proceed with that, is there any question? I'll be talking since, and look as if I'll be talking to myself. Is there any question?
We are good. We are understand.
Okay, may I will ask my own question? No, let's not look as if I am talking to myself.
No problem, ma.
Jimo, you're raising up your hand. Are you just raising up the hand, or do you have any question?
Well, I have a question. How do you get to create the color palette? I couldn't get that.
How did I what? How did I what?
How you make use of that color palette that you create beside
Okay,
that
okay, okay, okay,
square?
okay.
I mean,
These colors them here. Right? That's what you're asking, right, Jimo?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to explain that. Jim, and is there any other question? Does anybody have any other question? So I'll just go
Yes, ma.
through. Yeah, David.
Good.
Yeah, good
Ma.
evening.
Sorry, that's true. I don't get how you include the right. I mean the left hand side in the bottom. I only got the bottom line, but I didn't get the other side. I think the left side.
Okay. Are you doing it? Are you practicing as I'm doing it?
Yes, yes, I'm doing that
Okay,
right now.
okay,
Sorry,
okay, I
ma.
get you.
Sorry. I have a question based on the last class because
Okay.
I just got my system fees this week, so I'm just able to practice some things as I doing. But the major challenge I'm having right now is how you added this sign up picture where there is different name, password, email, and the picture is
How
there.
did I
So
wait? I'm not getting you. You said, how did I get the pictures?
yeah, the picture you added, the one you did last week, the picture like the sign out,
Okay, is it
the sign up,
this particular illustration then yeah I used? How I got it?
yeah, the one that I like it.
Okay, okay, okay. No problem. I'll come again with that. Is there any other question? So everybody is following. Yeah. We are, how many are we on this course? 20 something. That's poor. I think that's the poorest. Okay, sorry, not 20 something. We are 40 on this call. So the 40 of us are following. Okay, oh. Let me continue.
Yes, ma'am.
So okay, Jimon, you asked about how I got this color palette or these different color variations from this particular point. So I'm just going to explain from the beginning again on that. So first of all, I drew a rectangle. So first of all, I drew a rectangle. I just put like a normal, sorry guys. Okay, sorry guys for that. So I drew a rectangle, then that's the rectangle. You can just draw a normal rectangle, any rectangle. It doesn't have to be a perfect one. Impute the color code or the color that you want to get different color variations from at the end of the day. So it was this blue color we are working with. If it's any other color, you can just come here. This is where you have like your color code, or you can impute your color. If you know the color code, you type it. If you want to select from, let me use another color. Sorry. So you can select any other color from here, from your color palette. Let me use another color to use and bring out so like what I said, I want to use, okay, the certain okay, yeah, let me stick with brown. Okay, let me use this color. So I've selected a particular color, and then I want to bring out different shades of this color. So what I do is a plugin I use. I not do it myself. If you don't have the plugin, just come to your, let me come here, since the last one I did, I just used it for my Sage plugin. You come here, go to plugin, search for it, tints, and I don't know if I spelled out things correctly, and shades. It's reload because it's using internet. Okay, yeah, this is it. So you can run it or you tap on it, view details, remove. This remove is because I already have it saved on my file. That is why it's showing removed. I believe you guys can see my screen. So I'm going to tap on it to open it. It will load, or it will take time to load, or take time to pop up. Because it's using internet connection. I don't know why nothing is popping up. I'm trying again from here. Okay. So once you tap on it, it shows this create from selected rectangle. There's nothing more or nothing less. You don't need to see one big thing. It's just you see the effect when you have done it or when you've selected from it. Unlike that other plugin we used for illustration, when if you click on it, you see different illustration, then you select and then you put it to figure out of that. For this, you are seeing the results from what you have already. So you see create from selected rectangle, and I'm already selected on the rectangle. If you are not selected on the rectangle, it will not create. So I selected on it before I went to the plugin. So I'll tap on it. Once you just tap on that create from selected rectangle, it starts running. You can see running tints and shade. So once it run, you can see that it automatically just shows you different variation of that color. So that's that for that. I don't know if I'll be able to answer your question, Jimo. Then the next question was about the stroke. Okay. So how am I going to explain this again? Let me just duplicate this. So to duplicate this, you Control D. Once you Control D, press Control D on your keyboard, it has duplicated what you have. Then you drag it, right click, and then you drag it. So I just dragged it down. So I want to work with the duplicated one so I don't make changes to that first one I already have or distort it. So for the first of all, you have to make sure you're clicked on your rectangle. This is a group. Let me just work with only the rectangle for now. So let me remove every other thing I have here. Let me bring out the rectangle from this group. You can see that as I'm answering some questions, I'm explaining or doing some things that I might have not talked of. So please listen attentively or pay attention. So yeah, let me delete this first of all. Then let me delete the, okay, yeah. So this was it. I just wanted to get that particular distance. So what did we do? We came here. Let me remove this. So I've moved the stroke. This was how our rectangle was, but in a square type. I added corner radius or rounded corner. This was like I was explaining. So you can see the difference between this and this. I believe we can all see the difference. So what did I do? I added stroke. So it's how did I do that? I clicked on it, came to where you can see stroke, add. Then once you add it normally, it pops up and then it's black. That is like the default color that adds to it or that shows on it. That is just the color that comes up. Then you can make changes to the border or the individual strokes rather. So I instead of just add it to, you can add all, you can add top, bottom, left, right, anyone. I did just custom and then I added to just what was is it? Okay, yeah, the left side, the left corner, which is this one. I added just one. The weight was just one in terms of number. Then I added to the bottom, which is this one. So this other one was 0, meaning there should be nothing there. This other one, I made it 0 too, meaning there should be nothing there. So it was just, yeah, from the way I'm looking at my laptop screen now, your left hand side and then your bottom. So that were the only two places that I added that corner radius to get this effect that you're seeing here at the end of the day. Then it was position. You can see center, inside, outside. For now, it was just inside I did not click on those other ones. If you are practicing on your own, you can explore, click or change or do whatever you want to do. You have all the whole time to do that if you are practicing on your own or when you get back or when you after the class you practice or something. Then what I did again was to change the color. Right now I can't remember the color I used, so I'm just going to come here and copy from here. So I'm just going to copy this color, Control C, and then I'm going to paste it here. So I changed the color. This was the color code I used, although then I reduced the percentage because this one was looking too sharp, although now it's not even looking way better than this one. That's one thing about designing. The more you are doing, the more you'll be saying, oh, this looks better or this doesn't look this thing. But anyway, that's that for that. I now reduced here to 35. That's what I did. So I'll come back and reduce here to 35. So that was just as easy as that. That was how I got this. There's something wrong. It's not giving me the effect. What's okay? Yeah, it's 2 I used here. I just knew. Looking at it alone, I just knew that there is something wrong with it. So the weight I used was 2, not 1. I thought it was 1. So it was 2 for both weights. Okay, yeah. So this is this. So that was what I just did simply. I think it was Sherry Care that asked that question. I can't remember. But that's what I did to get that. Okay, then for the
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma.
yeah, you're welcome. Then for this illustration, I did not design it for scratch. Although I have made mention before now, I'm going to say again now, you can design or create an illustration with Figma. This thing that you're saying here, you can do it with Figma using your pen tool and your pencil and all of those stuff. People do illustration, 3D illustration and all of that with Figma. I even made mention of the fact that you can even still do social media design flyers using Figma for those that do graphic design and the rest. You can use Figma to do a lot of things, but I'm not designing that from scratch and all of that. So I used a plugin. Where was the plugin? I just came here again. It was Story Sets by FreePic. That was the plugin. There's another way you can do this. So that reminds me, I'm going to explain that other way now after I explain this one. So you can use Story Sets by FreePic. So I just went to Story Sets by FreePic. And then I searched for, you can search for anything literally, depending or relating to what you're designing. If you're designing an app for it's related to food, or it's related to fintech, or it's related to, please, can you guys see my screen?
No, ma.
We can see your screen. Thank you.
Halima, please just try and rejoin the call.
I can
I
see
believe
your
every
screen
other person
actually.
can see my screen. So like I was saying, for illustration, you can see any illustration relating to what you are doing. So since this was just like a sign up page, we just I just searched for sign up. That was what I think that was what I did that last time. And then I saw this illustration and then I just selected it. So you can just search for anything. You can see this place that they said search for an illustration. You type whatever you want to type, you see it, and then you input it into your design file. So this is it. So I can just decide to please, if your mic is on, mute it. Please, if your mic is on, mute it so you don't distract the flow of the class. Please, please, please. So you can search for anything and then just drag and then drop it in your workspace. If you are selected on a particular rectangle or anything, just tap it. That is how you do it. There are other illustrations you can use. If you just search here for illustrations, you see different illustration plugins, but it's story side by Freepik I use. That is what I'm recommending for you, but it doesn't mean this must be the one. No. Then one other thing I wanted to explain, there are sometimes that this plugin, because you know it uses internet connection and so sometimes it doesn't load. It's very slow in loading. Sometimes you open it, it's not opening. So you can, for this particular illustration that I'm talking about, you can still go to your browser, but this is like a long process, but let me just say it so you can know. Go to your browser, just search for that particular, I think, story. They have like their normal app that you can use to download image for, just like the way you go online to download images and the rest. You can still go to their site, their main website, download it. But in this case now, it's going to save to your file. When it saves to your file, you now have to go and be imputing it from your file and all of that. So once you get here, it's still the same thing you see, but it has a plugin in Figma. That is just the essence of it. So you see the same thing, you download it, it's saved to your file. Let me try and download one so you can see how to now import it from your files at the end of the day. So there are different illustrations you can search for. So I'm just going to search for random one. Oh, I'm not going to search, rather. I said I'm just going to search. I'm not going to search. I'm just going to pick anyone at random so we can move ahead. So you can download it. You can just tap on it. Once you tap on it, it shows you that particular illustration. Then you can move to download. Then download as SVG. Then it just downloads. I think it's downloading. This is it. Okay. Okay, I don't think you can see this download this thing I'm clicking. It's not part of what it's sharing. So it has downloaded. So now let's go back to our Figma file. I've downloaded it. Where is the file I was sharing for this design? Sorry. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is it. Sorry, guys. I have many tab open, so I was just trying to look for the particular file that we are on. So now we've downloaded it. So the next thing we're going to do is to input it. It downloaded and saved in your file. I believe you guys can see my screen. So you are going to just go to image. Once you click on this, I explained where you can get image from in our last class. Once you come to this, your tools here, click on the shape tool. I think the last one I used was rectangle. That's why it's just showing that rectangle. So you click on it, you go to your image slash video. Once you go to your image slash video, you tap on it. Then it takes you to your file. You can't see my file now, but once you tap on it, it takes you to like your files in your laptop. So you just open it, tap on it, you open, and then you can impute it. You can see that you're seeing this SVG hang with a plus sign. That's it that I selected for my file. So you can place it anywhere you want to place. If you want to place it inside here, place it here, anywhere you want to place it. So I'm just going to place it on the empty this thing. So this was it. So instead, I went to download it from my browser. So you can as well download multiple images that you want to use in your design, where from wherever site you want to download. Doesn't mean you must have to use a plugin. That's just the essence of what I'm trying to explain to you, because the image or whatever you are looking for might not be inside a plugin. So you can go to your browser, download it, it saves to your file, then you use your impute image icon here. It takes you to your files and then you impute it. So yeah, that's that for that. So we're going to continue. So the next thing I said I was supposed to do was to teach you guys how to use auto layout to create these that I created. So for that, I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to type on my text. Let me open my layout grid. I'm going to type on, I'm going to type my text rather. Okay, let me just type name again. So after I typed on my text, let me zoom this in so I see what I'm doing. I'm going to press Shift and A on my keyboard. Shift plus A. So just press Shift plus A on your keyboard. When you press Shift plus A on your keyboard, it automatically adds an auto layout to it. So I'm going to just press Shift A. That's the shortcut for keyboard. If you want to do it normally on your this thing, you right click and then I think you are supposed to see it from somewhere here also. But I'm just using the shortcut, which is Shift plus A. So after that, you see that it shows there's like a short or a brief pop-up that shows millisecond. It shows for like millisecond. The auto layout has been added. Let me do it again so we see. Okay, not even yourself. Not before this to show you something like auto layout has been added. So I've added an auto layout right now to this particular text I did. And once you come to this part, you see it here. This is what I mean by auto layouts. You're seeing it showing here. You see your auto layout settings here. You see your auto layout settings here and all of that. So you can see your alignment, your gap, whatever you want to do to it, it's there. That's just what I want to explain. So the next thing I can decide to do now is to fill it. Like, remember I said I want to create this using auto layout. So I'm going to press on fill. Once you press on fill, you'll see what happens. So I've added the fill color, but you're not seeing it now because it's white and the background color I was using was white. So I'm going to change the color to this. So you see, I've added a fill color. Let me close this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to resize it or expand it. So I'm just going to drag it. So while I'm resizing it to whatever length or width or height I want to resize it, I already have that name text that I typed in it. Like, they're already together, so I don't have to go through all the whole process of typing another text, grouping them together, because sometimes if you forget to group it and then they are not together, putting them together. So using auto layout just helps you. I think the essence of just using auto layout in doing things in your design, not just for not just for when I want to create an input field, in doing other things and aligning other things. I think when we're going through the landing page design, you're still going to see how you can use auto layout, because I'm going to be majorly using auto layout to design that. It helps you align things easy and faster. Let me see, increase these. Okay, the height, I think it was 60 I used at that time. So I'm going to use same for here. Yeah, this was it. The corner radius I used was, what was the corner? 30. So I'm just going to use the same thing. Yeah, that's that. Then what I'm just going to do now, I'm just going to make this text to come to the edge. So for that, I'm just going to align to left. So once you align it to the left, I can decide to still give a certain gap between things. Yeah, this padding, right? You doing a particular gap right now, you might not see the effect or see the difference. For padding, you can do padding. So I'm just going to pad it. If I want to shift it a little bit, so this is horizontal padding. So for the padding, I'm just going to make use of this layout grid. I'm going to make it start from here. So I'll just do that using this. That's that for the padding. Then for this other one, you might not really see the difference because you don't have any other thing. Like if you had like another text now on inside the same auto layout frame, then you can see how that works. So that's that for the padding. Then you can still come and still add your normal stroke that you added or your normal effects and all of those stuff. Add it, make the difference you want to make and all of that. You can decide to do that. So instead of creating this stroke from scratch, I'm just going to leave it like this. Then you can go to your name, change the color you want to change and all of that. So one essence of the using auto layout is the fact that it's easy for you to arrange things or align things at the end of the day. So that's what I wanted to explain with creating, using auto layouts to create your input field, your buttons. Like now you can see your frame one, you can see your name. This is it. Then this one is the one we created using group. We first of all went do rectangle. After the rectangle, went to type name. After typing name, we group both of them together and be using them. So that's like a lot of process at the end of the day. So using auto layouts just gives you that. This is it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to create the remaining input field to work. So since I already have this, I'm going to make use of, which one should I make use of? Auto layout, the initial group one we use. Now I'm going to make use of the auto layout. So I'm going to add the stroke here. So for this stroke now, I'm going to create a, because I'm going to be adding this particular stroke effect to, then one thing you should know, sorry, yeah, this is it. One thing you should know is that I can still decide to put this initial one I created in, like I can decide to put them in auto layouts instead of leaving it in this group. So all I have to do is to press my Shift A. Once you press your Shift A, it automatically just takes that auto layout shape. And I can see that my this thing has changed. Oops, Lord, why did that happen? The initial stroke I had, it changed. So I'm just going to rearrange that back. Yeah, this is what we had before. So I've decided to remove this one from that grouping that we had and then just make use of auto layout so that if I want to align anything, I can align it as much as I want to align and I can do what I want to do. You can see how I'm making changes to that particular text that is inside with just the control I have from here, rather than going to start moving from one point A to point B. No, I don't want to do that. So using auto layout just helps you, just like the name implies. Yeah, auto is just like an automatic arrangement of things, terms of layout and all of that. So yeah, that's that for that. So the next thing I'm just going to do is I'm going to duplicate this and then I change this part. I'm going to type email address or just email. Then I duplicate this again. So before I duplicate that again, I'm going to put these two again in auto layout. Select both of them. Just make sure you are selected on both of them. While that is happening, you can be using this your design tree to make sure you're on track. Select on them, Shift A. I've added both of them to auto layout again. Then I duplicate this. How many input field? Okay, I think it was just password and then create password. That was what was in that initial one I did. So yeah, this is it. So I'm going to arrange the spacing between each of them because I don't want this much spacing. So to do that, I'm just going to come to this gap. So now you can see how this gap is coming in handy. Remember when I did it in that first one, I said you can't really see how it works because you don't have another, it's just that particular like it's just that one input field you had there that I use altogether. But if you have others, then you cannot see how this gap will come into play. So I think the distance at most should just be like 10. Yeah, distance should just be 10. I want to make sure we wrap up everything about this screen today. Then I can ask you questions. And yeah, that's
Ma, I can't hear you.
I think she's logging. Oh, what?
Sir?
No, I was saying maybe network. Maybe she'll come back.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, network has kicked her out. The weather is terrible. Let's just be patient. She will come back. Thank you, everyone.
hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Welcome back.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry about that break in transmission. So I'll just try and okay, reshare my screen again. What else is going on? Is there any question?
Mark, how do you duplicate? What's the shortcut for that?
Okay, it's Control D. You guys hear me now?
Fine.
Okay. Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. I think it's now MTN wants to show me Shege because of the weather. Sorry about that. So while I'm waiting to reconnect my screen, I'm trying to share my screen back. Does anybody have any question? Jimo, I know you were asking a question about how to duplicate. I don't know if you heard my response. I was like Control D. Just press Control plus D on your keyboard. It duplicates it at the end of the day. Apart from Jimo, is there any question?
Sorry, ma. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, ma. I'm having challenge in moving auto layouts. I
And
have tried
exact.
all I could do, but the auto layout is not moving.
Okay, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain how to go about it one more time. Once we get to the call to action button, and like I initially said, using auto layout can be a little bit confusing at first, but once you master it, and then so you can probably just give yourself some grace or also still just work with the grouping. But once you master it, it's very easy to use. So okay, I'll come again with the explanation when we are doing the call to action button. So this is what I was doing before network kicked me out. Before network kicked me out.
I told you to forget it.
Okay, this is what we're doing. So I've already created the input field, name, email, password, confirm password. So for this confirm or for the password, wait, I just noticed there is a little bit of. Okay, for this, the write-up is supposed to start from this particular line of this layout grid, which was not the case. So for this confirm password now, I'm going to add an icon. I'm going to use this, and I want to add that so I have to teach you guys how to go about adding certain icons in your file. So I'm going to add that eye icon because you mostly see it when you want to need to like input something and then you don't want people to see it and all of that. So I'm just going to add it. How do I do that? It's still the same way of using plugin that I am going to use it. So I'm going to click on here, just search for Iconify. If you don't have all these plugins, then you can take note of it so you can input it on your own. Once you search for Iconify, run it, then it shows me. If I have it saved, normally I was supposed to just right click and then make use of it. So it's loading, it uses internet, so it's going to take time to load or pop up. So it's so you see what's showing. So this is like a plugin where you can get different icons. There are a lot of icons depending on what you want. All you have to do is just type in a certain keyword relating to that and you are good to go. So I'm just going to type in you can type any particular keyword relating to what you want and then you see it. So these are the icons. So you can see, I think what I'm looking for is around this. So I'm not going to go too far because I'm not really, I'm just going to select what I see and then nope. So I'm going to select anyone. Okay, I'm going to go for this. So once you see it, you can just drag it and drop it where you want to drop it. And that's all. It has entered. I was seeing it. It has entered.
Okay.
So let me bring it here first of all. Since I'm working with auto layout, it might be tricky to input this icon where I want to input it, but we're going to do it. So just watch or just see. So now these are my frames. Just be looking at where my arrow is following. So we have this frame 3. Once you open this frame 3, you have frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, which are these frames. So this is my icon, and I want my eye icon to be in password and confirm password. So what I'm just going to do now, I'm going to carry it. Jesus, what did I just Control C. So yeah, I'm just going to carry it and then you can do it from here or just carry it and then input it inside here. Once you input it inside here, it automatically arranges. It automatically arrange it, or you can come here, Control Z. You can come here and input it from here. Like just carry it from here to the frame. I think it's frame 3 or so. Yeah, it's frame 3 and frame 4 is supposed to be inside. So once you do that, you see it's automatically inside. But then you can see you have password here, you have this here. That's not what I want. So I'm just going to come here to do the arrangement. So first of all, I'm going to make sure the password is the first thing inside that frame because I want the password to be here and then the eye icon is to be here. Then after that, I click on the frame, then come here. You can see gap. I'll use this my gap. The only issue I'm having right now is why is it going outside my frame? So I'll come back to this padding, make sure it's back inside. Then I use my gap. I think then I use the gap. So I'll just do that to arrange it. Okay, let me do this. So that's just it about auto layouts. Most times you just have to keep on, arranging and then adjusting, but you're just doing the adjustments from here rather than coming here to move it and all. Okay, yeah, so I changed the alignment. Before it was aligned to the center. So while I was making the adjustment to the gap and padding, it was kind of like spreading it outside the initial frame. So instead now I aligned it to the left. So my password is aligned to the left, but it has a certain padding, and that padding is 19 from the beginning of this frame to this other side. When I mean frame, this is background that it's inside. So, and then this is my eye icon. So I still want a distance from it and the password. So all I have to do is work with the gap. So I probably want to put it at this other edge here that we have. So that's what I'm doing. Then I'm going to change the color because it's looking too bright. So I'm just going to make sure I'm clicked on it. Where is it again? So most times, instead of just coming here now, because we are having a lot of things, if you want to start clicking on a particular object from here, it's going to be difficult. So most times you can just come to this your design tree, what down to click on again, my icon, I see it from here, I click on it from here, come here to make the changes I want to make at the end of the day. So I'm just going to make the changes to the color. This is looking dull, but I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't want to do too many things right now again. So yeah, that's that. We've put the eye icon. So I'm just going to duplicate this stuff and then just change the password to confirm password. Control D, sorry. I entered dev mode and go back. This is what I want to duplicate, but it's clicking on something else. So let me just click it from here back. Yeah, Control D. Yeah, that's duplicated. So I delete this. So I'm just going to change the right top of this one instead. I'm just going to add my confirm. Yeah, this is it. So why I'm typing and the word is expanding, it's going to be shifting this one. So I'll just instead of using auto layer as both sides. It just gives you better way to align. If you were not using auto layer, if it was just the text and a rectangle you have or something like that, you would have seen how you would have been the one to start clicking on one object from another and then be shifting it and then rearranging it and all of those stuff. So I'm done with my input field. The last thing, or the next thing rather, I'm going to be doing is the call to action button. So I'm going to do that using the auto layout because I know most of you did not get it. So I explain it again rather. You can still use your normal text and rectangle. Sorry, but that's not going to be the case here. So let's do it again. So the first thing I did was to type my text. Please listen and follow my arrow. I typed my text. So our call to action button is sign up. Because once you are done inputting your field, you're signing up. So I'm just going to type that text. I've typed it. That's all. Type it. That's all. I'm not making any changes because it automatically took the settings of the last text I typed, which was this input field. Okay, the change I'm just going to make is to the size. I'm going to use 18. this 18 looks big, but we're going to confirm that at the end. Let's keep on going. We're going to confirm if it looks big or not. So the next thing we're going to do is to put in our auto layers frame. How do you do that? Press Shift plus A on your keyboard. Shift A, you press it, you've added your auto layers. How do you know? You see that this changed from just a text that was there to frame. Then once you scroll to this side, you see your auto layout settings at the end of the day. This is your auto layout settings that is here at the end of the day. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add fill, because I want to add the background color. Like I said, it's a button I'm trying to create. So a text and a background. So once you add your fill, it automatically takes the fill of white, which is FFF, and which you can't see right now. But it's not white I want to use on my fill. I want to use another color. I want to use blue. I believe this is the blue we've been using. So that's that. I'm going to change my text because obviously what you're seeing right now is not accessible in terms of accessibility. You can't have like a dark color and then black on it. So I'm just going to change the sign up to white. So I'm going to come here. These are the two colors we have here now already. So I'm just going to change it to white. White is FFFF. That is plain white. So this is what I want. The next thing I'm going to do is expand it. So I'm just going to expand this rectangle. So first of all, I'm going to align it to okay, let me expand it. Then just align it to the center, because I don't know if it's the center of this frame. Okay, it is right now. Then I expand. So I'm just going to use this layout grid I have here as a guide. Yeah, so this is what I have. Then the height. I think I'm going to just work with the height I have right now. But if you want, you can still increase it. If you don't, you leave it. So I am going to, okay, let me just work with what I had before, or what I was using before. Then this text, I'm going to make it, I'm going to change the weights. Let's see if we can do semi-bold or bold. Then I'm going to add a corner radius. I think, yeah, I'm going to add a corner radius. So that's all I'm going to be doing for this particular app. I'm not going to add it. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing again. Then I adjust it. I will just drag it up a little bit. I've already made mention how somebody wants to ask me, how are you seeing all this red line, all this number? I made mention of it earlier. If you are not following, you will not know, you will not listen. So I just adjust it. So the next time I'm going to add effects. I want to add this. It's not really necessary. If it was left for me, I would have not add this, but I just want to add it now to be able to explain this particular feature in case you want to use it in any other thing or something. So this is effects. I've explained strokes. So let me explain effects. So effects gives that you can use effects to create shadows. You can use it to create, if you want to do like a glass morphism background. For those of you who are using iOS, the updated iOS interface on your iPhone and the rest, you see that the interface has like a glass morphism effect. You can use this effect this thing here to create that if in your UI screens and all of that. So you see drop shadow, layer blur, background blur. Once you click on it, you see how they look like at the end of the day. So you just have to like use it. This inner shadow now, it gives an inner shadow effects, which you might be seeing now, or when you have like a closer look. Layer blur, it gives this blur effects. It blurs the entire layer. Background blur, noise, texture, glass, all of them, it's there. So the only one I want right now is drop shadow. That's what I want to work with to do what I want to do. Then you can change the position, you can increase it. All these things, you just keep on tweaking it to see what works at that particular point in time. But I'm doing a live design right now, so you see for my own POV what is being done. Sorry guys. Okay, yeah. No, I'm not done. Okay, just come here, effect settings. Yeah, this was what I was doing. So you can increase, reduce, any one you want. Blur, how you want it to be blur. Yeah, I think I want more blur. Spread. Okay, spread is talking about variables, and I'm not adding anyone now. Then the color. Most times I like using a lighter shade of the actual color we had in this design. So this was like the main color, like the lighter shade of the color I have on that particular element. If I want to create a drop shadow effect, so I'll just go for a very light shade of it, like almost white. Yes, this is what I'll go for. That's what I use to create that drop shadow effect. Then I can decide to reduce it a little. I'm just going to leave it. Then I'll come to this blur again. I can decide to reduce the blur. Then this X, I think I want it to, no, not X, Y. I want it to still come down a little bit to give that blurry effect. Then from this, I think this is not light enough. I need something almost, but still in the blue category. Yeah, I think something like this. So yeah, so I've created a drop shadow effect. You might not see it very well, but there is a difference. If I say, let me duplicate this screen now, or duplicate this and compare it to, sorry, when you just had this write up with no drop that effect, you will see that there is a particular difference in the way this particular call to action button is. So that's that for the sign up screen. So the next thing we are supposed to do, okay, is just add a text. Let me go back to, I already have an account login. You can even see that this particular this one I did here is way better than the other one I had, or I just did roughly to show you guys. So the more you do, or the more you design, oh, sorry, what am I typing? I'm supposed to be typing a text. Yeah, text. Already have an account. Oh, they're already giving me that text already. I was supposed to just press backspace. Yeah, so that's that. So next I'm just going to do, first of all, I'm going to change its bold. I'm just going to make it regular. Then align it to the center of this thing. Then this sign in, I'm going to change the color of this sign in. How am I going to do that? Because I type them in one text, in one sentence. If you want to type them differently and then bring them together, you can do that. But I type them in one sentence. So I'm just going to align this sign in. Come here, change the color. Yeah, I just changed the color. Change the weight. You can decide to change the weight, because that is meant to still be a redirectory button that you click on and then it takes you to another part. So I'm going to make it bold, or I think I'll just work with semi-bold. That works. So that's that for that. Then I'm going to align it or drag it a little bit up. I can decide to put these two in, put them together using auto layout. Yeah, then just make sure they are aligned to the center of this screen. So yeah, that's that for that. The next thing I want to explain or talk about is your preview. Like now you can view this on your computer or on your laptop, like the way it's going to look like a a phone screen at the end of the day. How do you do that? Because that aids you in knowing what you're supposed to be. So sometimes you will put some text and you'll be like, oh, this thing is too small, let me increase it. But in reality, when I'm viewing it from a phone screen, it might be very big to my eye. You put some image and then it might look so small. You say, let you increase it. But in reality, when you're viewing it in a phone screen, it looks too big. So all you have to do is to come to your prototype. Okay, no, not let me go to this play first. Once you see this present button. You can see it at this top. Look at where my arrow is or where my cursor is. Once you click on it, it presents it or it plays it. And then once you click on that play, it takes you to an entirely different screen. So there are two ways you can use. You can either present. Once you click on this drop down arrow here, the first one you see is this play one. If you click on that play icon, it takes you to an entirely different screen. If you click on this drop down, you can see present, you can see preview. Preview is going to it's going to be like an overlay that will come up on this particular Figma interface you have. Why present takes you to a different or a new tab. So let me click on preview while the present is loading. So this is preview. Preview shows here and then you can see it. So, okay, present has already loaded. Let me just share this instead because there's no time. So this was the present. When you click on present, it takes you to this particular, it opens another web page or it takes you to another browser. So this is how you see it. So this is what we designed just now or what we'll be designing, and this is how it looks like on a mobile phone, or this is how it's meant to look like on your mobile phone at the end of the day. Funny enough, it looks arranged. I was thinking some things might be looking too big or some things might be looking too small because while I was designing it, I did not really was previewing it or presenting it. But for you, it might not actually be exactly like that because you are just starting out. So you need to give yourself some grace or some time. But for me, I already know how to position some things, how to align some things already. So this is how it looks like on the phone screen. So let's go back to this interface. This one is still loading. Okay, showing already. So this is preview. So while you're designing, you can have this one here. So you can be comparing and construct. Before I say constructing, so that you can be comparing and seeing how it looks like at the end of the day. So you don't have anything that is looking. I already know how to use some things because sometimes some things might be looking small, it might be looking big, it might be looking off place. So you can use this as a guide. Then depending on the phone screen you are on, if you want to change your phone screen, like now, I think I use an iPhone 16 and 17 Pro. Probably my settings is already in that. You can come to this prototype place, click on show prototype settings. Go to your, once you click on show prototype settings, go to your phone. You see this place here where you see phone. So you can select the particular phone size you used for your design. If you are designing with desktop, you don't have to be selecting phone because if you select phone and you come to where your preview or prototype is, it will be showing inside a phone this thing, which will not give you what you want. So I think this was already in a phone. Okay, this is even iPhone 17. What I used was 16 and 17 Pro. Okay, this is 16, this is 17. Are they not the same dimension? Okay, yeah, they are the same dimension. So why did they have them differently? 402 by 874. Yeah, they're the same dimension. So let me just select that. And then you are still going to see it. So that's that for that. I think we're going to end here. Time is up. Is there any questions quickly?
Yes, ma.
With this design, Jimo, with what I've taught people already, you should be able to design a full landing page set for me if I ask for it or not. Sorry, Jimo, go ahead with your question. There's no time. Let me take questions.
What happened is I found it very difficult to at least create a gap within the password and the icon.
Okay.
I was looking
Is
at
it
the
auto
one
layout you
look at
used?
exactly. I use auto layout. You use it in your own dimension. I think you make use of 220 or something like that, or 200. But mine is coming out of the rectangle.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. It's usually like that. You just have to practice or probably rewatch how I did it over and over again because you actually find it hard or difficult to navigate how it was being done at the end of the day. But just try. Most times it's frustrating. You might just want to just leave it or abandon it. But what is that my auto layout setting? Yeah. I think for this one that had this and the icon, because I brought in the icon after already creating the auto layout and having the text and then the background frame in it already. That was when I brought in the icon. Probably if I had the text first, I wrote my text first, had my icon already, I would have probably just use that tool, select both of them, press Shift A and create my auto layer. That would have given me like a much more better this thing. But since this was it, what I just did was the gap. I had to make sure, first of all, the alignment matters, because if it's not aligned where it's supposed to be, when you're doing the gap or the padding, it might be leaving where it's meant to be or being distorted at the end of the day. And then, so make sure it aligns to a certain place, that when you're doing gap or when you're doing a padding, so when you're doing a gap or you're doing a padding, so I first of all aligned it left. I know the ones I did initially, it was aligned to the center, but this one I aligned it left. So when I aligned it to the left, the gap, I moved it, padding, I moved it, just like that. So the gap was 178, the padding. So once you are moving it, once you have it aligned to the left, this text will just be fixed in that position. Then when you are doing the gap, it will not just be moving this icon. Then if you now want to now move this text at the end of the day, it's padding you now have to come to. So the padding will now end up moving the entire two contents you have there at the end of the day. Any other question?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Sosa. I can't hear you. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah, we
you.
can hear you.
Okay, I don't know. Probably your network is bad. Does anybody have any other question? I say, I saw sir. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. So yeah, guys, this is that for that. So I think there's meant to be an assignment that you are supposed to do. That will be
Let's say we're looking for a particular
communicated,
functionality
because
for
what I
this
have
tool, this
here
thing. So yeah,
is not what I want to give out. Okay, yeah, I made mention of the fact that you're going to do a 30-day UI design challenge, and it's going to start from tomorrow for the next 30 days. So yes, that one will be communicated. And that 30 days UI design challenge, you're supposed to design everything on a particular day. It's not the assignment I'll be giving you that you take five days or 1 week to submit. There's something to design for every particular day to help you improve your UI design skills. Yeah, if you can hear me, Ayosa, you can speak, but I don't know if you can't.
okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question. I was not hearing.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was asking if we can edit a particular illustration because you said there's a plugin to get all
Yes,
illustration.
yes, yeah. Yeah, the illustrations you have here are editable. Let me share this tab back again. Once you click on it, like it's as if you just, where is this illustration? And once you come here, see this sign up, whatever the roots here, you open it, you can see all the all the components and all the contents of that particular illustration. If I say I want to delete this now, this speech bubble, I can delete it, it deletes. If I say I want to move or I want to change this, but it's not like they were done as a text image. They were done using vector, meaning they used probably pen tool and pencil to like create them and all of that. So you can edit, all these illustrations are editable. You can delete something you want to delete, change color and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
And
I
that was why
understand.
I
But
make use of this story set by free, because it's editable.
yeah, but the kind of editor I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said the kind of edits you are talking about is.
Hello, ma. I think he's trying to say, can you adjust like this, like where they say passwords? Can you try to adjust? That's what he's trying to say, ma. If I'm getting him clearly.
On the illustration.
Yes, ma. I think that's what he meant.
If you can type, please type. Seems like your network is breaking.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm saying if you can edit it or I said the last everything, not maybe removing something, adding something. Like if you can just edit, not the colors, not the properties or the component. I'm talking about like the way this guy is lying down now. If you can like make our stand, like change the figure.
Yes, you can, but you have to like readjust the illustration. Like if you type on, if you try to say type, if you double tap on this, you tend to see this. Let me close these, close these. So you tend to see all these dots line that you're seeing here. So these are the lines that were used to create this particular vector shape. So, and then once you type on it, you see move, you see this, you see paint, you see bend, you see cut, you see move.
Can anyone hear her?
Okay, sorry, I was trying to explain something for you. My screen just went off. So while I'm trying to connect it back, I'm just going to be using my mouth to do the explanation. So what you're actually is, yes, if you want to change it, you can change it. It's editable, it's changeable. All you have to do is make use of your pen tool, and then you're redrawing the illustration, because you have to use your pen to redraw it, move it, use your pencil and then your pencil to redraw. So it's just more like you're drawing an illustration again from scratch, or you're making use of the illustration or drawing the illustration. I don't know, but that's just it. But yes, you can make changes to that. In Figma, you can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any other question? Is there any other question? If there is no question,
Yes, ma. Not really a question. I didn't come the first day, so I wanted to ask if there is a particular curriculum or scheme for this course, so that someone can maybe just study ahead more. Thank you.
yes, there is. Just do well to message me or Esther after this class, and then I'll send it to you.
Thank you very much, ma.
Is this your first class?
No, not at all, not at all.
Oh,
This should be my
okay,
full
no
class.
problem. Okay, no problem. Is there any other question, guys? If there's none, oh, we are already, it's not 10 on this call, so many people have dropped. Oh, wow. If there's none, we're going to call it a 9 for the 30 days UI design challenge. The posting format is going to be on social media. You're still going to send it to my mails, or send it to the email address, because that's like the that helps in the grading and then the track record process. But you're meant to post on social media. You're going to post on social media. I'm going to send the posting format. You are going to be tagging. When you post, you export your work. You export it, share it to post it on your social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You're going to tag NITDA, B.O.F, and you can as well do well to tag me on it. So it's going to be for the next 30 days. UI design challenge, post each of them. It helps you grow and helps people see that you are actually building a certain skill set, and then you are building in public. So all the information is going to be passed to the group chat. So for now, that's there's no assignment for now, no major assignment for now, apart from that 30 days UI design challenge. And then the previous ones that I've been given, which I expect to see, because in the next class, we're going to do life assessment review. So that's that for now. Good night, guys. Thank you all so much for joining, Krista. There are some posts where that voices I've not heard. One day we'll just, if you're on this call, if you do not talk, we're not going to teach anything. It's just a particular set of people that I know have been asking questions. But thank you all so much for joining. Okon, Sadiq. Sadiq, I know hear your voice today. Oh. Honor, Benjamin, Krista, Damilola, Dr. Hamza. I did not hear your voice today. I used to always hear your voice in my class.
Yeah.
Benjamin, Krista, Damilola, Hamza, Esther, Blessing. The class has ended. You guys can go up. Chukudi, Mohammed, Nima, Philip, Jimo, David, Micah, Tini, Yakubu. Thank you all so much for joining and good night.
Good night, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Good night, man.
Good night, man. If only we can make this class twice a week, to be nice.
Oh yeah, that was true. So probably you can drop
Please,
your
man, people.
you can drop your comments or review on the group chats and probably might be considered.
All right, man. Noted. Thank you very much.